Welcome to the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Allow me to introduce you to man's planation. We got Mr. Life, Amari. Can't forget about the bad Gemini. We in the building. Let's figure this out. Let's talk about what's been going round, what's been going down. Let's figure this out. Let's talk about what's been going round, what's been going down. Since a kid, I was lost in this man's world, thinking life is about money and beautiful girls. Raised off in the struggle, blessed to have my mother, blessed to have my father, but nobody really loves you. Started being up on the scene before I hit my teens. Think I started smoking weed before I turned 13. And I had a billion dreams just like Dr. King. But my dreams were never what my dreams seemed. From juvenile detention, when they wanted to lynch me, to the chain gang slaving me, I'm locked in prison. That's how support be crazy. Be careful making babies. You gon' have to pay a price to love them and raise them.
Well, sir, thank you. Next caller on the line. Next.
Mr. Life, man, help me out, man. I had problems with my old lady, man. Cross town, I got a girlfriend and all. I'm trying to figure it out, man. Get this thing together, man. Help me out.
My name is Jesse, and I'm from South Florida. And I've been trying to figure out why the sun rises and sets the way it do.
Yeah, I'm from Buford, man, and I love y'all show, man. I appreciate you guys, man.
I've been checking out your fun sway. I've been thinking about you all day. I've been checking out your fun sway. I've been thinking about you all day.
You know you wrong, how you fucking on me. Knowing damn well you got another nigga and he loving on me. So when I fuck, I put that rubber on you. Won't the police get involved, cause I ain't trying to put no cuss up on you. Shorty finer than Christina. I need $1 million, cause I've been grinding and I need it. I see you hanging with your people. I get it popping like Birdman, I'm flying in an eagle.
Staring at your body, I should be a lover. I should be a lover. You got me staring at your body. You got me staring at you.
I've been checking out your fun sway.
And girl,
I've been thinking about you all day. Girl, you know they call me Suave. I will hoping we can get away.
I know you wanna ride in the Benz, slide with your friends, blow a nigga ends, take trips, let your hair blow in the wind, flying overseas, go and do the shit again. I know you wanna be a baller, shot caller, hit the club, pop bottles. Girl, you looking like a model.
All right, all right. Do you all hear the music playing in the background there? Do we have the music playing? There we go.
I do hear it. I do hear it.
Wow.
Oh.
How did you all like the new intro?
I love the bear.
Right.
The bear was so cute.
Yeah, I'm working on everything for you all. I keep telling you all, we getting better and better and better production-wise every week. Let's give them a little bit of time. We're going to have it going. I hear a little bit of air in the background.
Uh-oh.
That's you?
I don't know. I don't hear it. I don't hear what you hear.
BG, you okay up there?
I'm all right. Y'all talking about bear. Let me tell you, you know what kind of bear they like in the hood? They like bareback. Daniel Bear. Dandy Bear, I don't care nothing. Build the Bear. No, you know why they keep shooting the club up? Because they like it bareback. That's what they care about.
Shout out to Teddy Ruxpin.
You said bareback? What?
That's the kind of bear they like. They like it bareback.
Lord.
They don't care about no Care Bear stare. They don't care about no gummies bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. We don't care. It's bareback. That's what they like.
Just bareback, huh? Just go straight at
That's
it.
they. Hey, the club want to keep getting shot up if they ain't like it bareback.
I love it. I love it. Man, you all are feeling good tonight. Miss VVS, are you feeling good?
Not yet. I was trying to drink water tonight, but I don't know. We talking bareback and Build-A-Bears. I might have to pour a shot, but I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm here.
So you're gonna pour a shot tonight?
I am. I got a few gifts. Somebody gifted me a new box of this. I don't know if you've seen this before.
Oh.
So I got a new tequila.
I don't know what we're looking at. What is that?
Pull back a little bit.
Yeah, pull it back.
It's called Casa Dragones.
Oh.
It's a new one.
You got to open that up.
Right.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I gotta open it up. And then somebody else bought me a bottle of Reposado. You know, I usually do the Anejo, but I got a bottle of that Patron. So that's what I get gifted. I get gifts of liquor, which is cool. Not cool when I'm trying to, lose
I'm gonna
weight.
send you some Terramana. I like that.
Please. But anyhow, so yes,
let me tell you,
I will be feeling good.
You like the Rock? You like the Rock Terramana?
Oh, is that what that is? I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was his. I just really like it.
Stuff.
Because I'm not really, I don't do clear liquor. I don't do clear liquor, but I had that and I was like, you know what? I'll drink that again.
Hey, I drink AK any kind. So
yo, Esther Joe, what it do?
Send it
yo,
over here.
Esther Joe.
Good evening, Esther. So happy to have you.
Tell them what they need to give y'all.
Yes, sir.
I wish they can give women better attitudes. Like,
wow.
I don't know what it's going to take. I'll put a premium on that. I will package it up. I will put all the little lily-dallies on it, make it look like the best box in the world if an attitude comes in there. But till they figure that out, I don't care what you give. Hey, you drink all the booze you want, VV Mess and Toya. The Texan. Dang, what you gonna be? What you in the lingerie league now? She don't join the lingerie league.
It'll be a year
that sound like a lingerie league player.
It'll be a year in October that I've been in Texas.
You switched up on Jersey like that quick?
I know.
Oh wow, they do
She'll
say
sell
everything
out.
is bigger in Texas. Everything
And their attitudes.
Hey, what
That's
that mean,
correct.
too?
Back on that.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard.
Big
I
bad
heard about.
attitudes.
I heard about Houston, so I don't know. I gotta come check Houston out. But anyhow, congratulations T on your 1 year. So
you
happy
like
for you.
And chop.
Thank you.
Talking about checking out
Yeah, I have
Houston.
to
What
get
you
to
want is
Houston.
screwed and
I
chop?
haven't been there since I was a child, so I have to get there and see what that's hitting for too. But Dallas has been great.
Dallas has been great to you?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, you all see the topic, exes of relationship past. What is your brief description of this conversation when you saw me send out the email saying what we were speaking on tonight? What went through you all's mind when you saw that?
First thing that hit me was, I think I might be a little too mature for this conversation. And this is no shade to anybody.
Okay.
It just made me feel like, man, when it comes to exes, I'm still cool with mine. And so, and I know that's not typical, but we're not cool in terms of we're still in each other's beds, but we're cool in terms of we check in on each other, we're friends. And so when it comes to like exes and what that presents for the future, for me, I'm looking like, why aren't you cool with your exes?
I feel you on that. BG, what's your thoughts on it, sir?
Mine is simple. It's a love-hate relationship with me and exes. You know what I'm saying? They love being with me and they hate that they ain't with me no more. That's the simplest way I can explain it. So however you want to look at it, it's a love-hate relationship. They love being me when it was all good and they hate that they ain't with me no more. Love-hate.
He is a Gemini.
That now,
Look, now she going, what I said? What was wrong with that statement? Go ahead.
I'm just saying, you are a Gemini, so you are hard to get rid of, hard to shake, hard to forget. Like,
thank you. That's a compliment. I love it. I wanted to see where this was headed because I was bracing for the worst. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good now. I'm happy again.
Well, we just letting everybody
smile.
file in before we get this show started.
This big smile.
Y'all already know what I was thinking.
Yeah,
My first, yeah,
I had an idea, sis. I had an idea.
You know, my first thought was, I know they're sick or tired of hearing about my ex. And a lot of people say, oh, you're so bitter because you talk about it. And I say, no, I'm not bitter. I'm better. But I feel as though because it was so long, the toxicity lasted so long. It's so engraved in me. You get what I'm saying? It's just a part of who I am. It's a part of my being. So I was like, dang, they want to talk about him again? Shoot.
But if I can just take a moment and give you flowers real quick for how brazen and honest you've been about that particular experience in your life, because I don't think you get enough praise for the fact that you've bared your soul pretty much when it comes to that time period in your life. And it's probably led you to be the woman that you are now in terms of keeping some things close to the chest. But just that honesty is something that I think most women really need to impart and take part in more. So thank you.
And I appreciate that, T. And I just want to say it wasn't something that happened overnight. Honestly, I would say the last year I have really bored my soul more than ever before. So it took some time. It took me to grow as a human being and as a person. And it just took me to accept the fact that that part of my life was behind me. And so now I'm better able to speak on it.
Right.
But 5 years ago, absolutely not. I probably couldn't have even brought myself to speak on that. So yes, that's how I measure my growth as a person. So thank you, T. I appreciate you.
Oh man, look at y'all passing out the praises tonight because of the growth. Oh man, let's just get to the show. What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone?
This is too sweet for him. Go ahead.
You
don't like being sweet, y'all. I pray for Mrs. Life every night. I tried to give you a pass on that. But this little ratchet side, I tell you, you don't make us Florida boys look good. You're the very reason why we have problems out here, right? Everything can't be Black College reunion. That's over. They ended that for guys just like you. Can we be sophisticated, loving, tender, and kind-hearted? This man is just savage right now. Yes, they passing out compliments. You know what the problem is? They ain't give you one. You see how Toyota texted now? She gave me a smooth compliment. I smile. Somebody give this man a compliment. He's upset right now.
You're right.
He's thoroughly
upset. My ego is bruised right now.
Pastor Life, we appreciate you providing the platform for us to speak on these issues. So thank you.
Oh hell, I want you to talk about my look, how good I look. Give me some real compliment.
We're gonna leave that for Mrs. Life. That's her. That's her department.
You know what that means.
What the fuck?
Struggle streaming all over the internet.
He's like, what are you doing to me right now? All right, let's get into this show. What's up, everyone? This is Mr. Life is a Sacrifice. Just make sure you are not the one that's being sacrificed. And tonight's show is for the grown, the sexy, and the foolish. Streaming here on Mansplanations Network, where we talk about the shameless, tactless, foolish things that men and women do for love. And this is our Tuesday night sex education study where we study the word of man, how man acts with women, how man responds to women, and how he carries himself around women. And we mansplaining to you ladies a man's home training. And we have toured the tutor tonight, BG and VVS inside the house, where we already saw what VVS drinking. Toya tutor put up something. Toya, what you drinking over there?
Just some good old sweet tea. 99 cents still, too.
That's good. That's the best kind.
Oh, shit.
Just put a shot in it.
It ain't even
Add a
twisted
shot
tea.
to it.
It's
Well,
not even
to
twisted.
be fair,
tea,
guys, I did have a drink after work today.
but not with
That
us.
drink wore off.
Yeah, that drink is done.
Well, you might be right about that, but
That drink is so done.
I had to hurry up and get home to get here on time for the show. So
BG, what you drinking on, sir?
Man, I had my tequila mockingbird, man. I was just on some margaritas. It's date night. You know, every Tuesday it's a mainstay. I got to get my date night on. So I'm on some tequila mockingbird I was sipping on.
All right. So let's get into, you all know what it is. Toya the tutor on the astrology. What you got for us, ma'am?
all right, so tonight I want to talk about a few of my favorite signs and why they're my favorites. So real quick, before we get into those three, I just want to give you a few brief things, right? So 3 times 4 is 12, right? There's 12 zodiac signs, and they're divided up by 4 elements and 3 modalities. The 4 elements are earth, water, fire, and air. You may have heard of this before. Those are the elements, right? Divided into 4s. The 3 modalities are cardinal, mutable, and fixed. These are qualities. So if you're a cardinal sign, you're Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, they're the initiators. If you're a mutable sign, you're Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. These are the changers, the communicators. If you're fixed, like me, you're a Leo, a Taurus, Aquarius, or Scorpio. We maintain, stabilize, and complete. Now, the mode in which something exists or is experienced or expressed, that's what the modalities represent. My 3 favorites are, I'm sure you can guess one of them, but you're not going to be able to guess the other 2. First up, we have Sagittarius. These are the expressors. They are mutable. They're born to explore. People say Sagittariuses are blunt, careless, but I just think that they're risk takers who are emotionally intelligent, and that kind of speaks to me. I feel good when I can sit next to a Sagittarius and just get into some random conversation, because it usually turns into something deep and more profound. Now, my second favorite sign is Gemini. People say Geminis are unreliable and nosy and impulsive, but I love that. Like air signs are, they kind of change with the wind. You can always expect to have some kind of fun with the Gemini. They're lively, they're funny usually, and they're social butterflies. I like being impulsive sometimes too, so it's great to have a Gemini to be in cahoots with and to go do, really spontaneous things. And last but not least, of course, it's my sign, which my birthday was last week, guys, but I had COVID for my birthday, so I had no type of celebration. Leo. People say Leos are self-centered and lack self-awareness. I disagree with that. Yeah, we might be self-centered to a degree, but I'm definitely self-aware. So I don't know if that's a blanket statement, but it doesn't apply to me. We just want to be heard, and we want the best for those we care about. I don't know where that voice came from. I don't know what that meant. But anyway, we care about the people we love so much so that sometimes we spite ourselves, and maybe that comes across as a lack of self-awareness, but we're fully aware of the decisions that we're making, being the fixed signs that we are.
That was your conscious letting you know how conceited you were. Oh, it's back up. Okay. All right. Never mind.
That was her conscious?
That was her conscious. Never mind. We're back up.
You are too much. All right.
She can see.
All right. So it's time to get into the topic. Tonight's headline topic in the Grown, Sexy, and Foolish, exes of relationship past. How cheating exes of the past influence future relationships. Past relationships most times cause a lot of trauma, and most times they rear their heads in the future relationships. We sometimes drag our past into our future with all our insecurities and our issues. And so, well, the thing is, sometimes they can ruin a good thing in front of us. Time for the first topic of tonight, so we'll get straight into it. Content creator Funny Ass Janice, yes, that's her name, Funny Ass Janice, had something to say about meeting exes and what happens. So let's see what she had to say before we get to the first question of tonight. And once again, if you don't know the show theory, we asking three questions. We asking a grown question, a foolish, sexy question, and a foolish question at the end. And our goal and topic is to get to all three questions before an hour and 30 minutes is up of air time. That is our personal goal to get to it. We've never done it before, but that's our personal goal to get there. So let's just get straight to it. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. We struggling already. Like and subscribe while he continues to struggle.
Yeah, you all go ahead and talk because I forgot to do something. Let me try this. Let me see.
There we go.
Lord.
Wow.
Is it in the wrong order? Or was what you want?
No, the video was messed up the first time. And I don't know if I uploaded it back.
Ladies, a man that consistently talks about his ex, baby mom, whatever, he's still in love with her. He's probably still fucking her. You know what I mean? And they'll try to create a little animosity between the two bitches so they'll never want to be friends so they can have the best of both worlds. I want to meet her. I don't understand why that's a conversation to bring to the new bitch, okay? I don't get it. I didn't bring up my ex. It was irrelevant. It's over. I want to meet her. I want to see how crazy she really is, because you're not going to have me having secret animosity against a bitch that you're fucking, that you're loving. Come on now, that's childish.
Why she got a bonnet on? Pastor, why you picked that one?
Because she had on a bonnet.
Acting.
Yeah, but that was in a regular bonnet. That was take a shower bonnet. Like, that's what confused me. I was waiting for the water to fall. Like, what
She
we
had a
doing
very
right
pretty
now?
face, but that took away from it.
Why y'all hating on this lady bonnet? I think that's
Because you hate bonnets all the time, Pastor.
Yeah,
You said that. You can't stand them.
I can't stand a woman wearing
And
a bonnet.
do-rags.
Hey, it is what it is. When I was back in my ratchet days, I used to wear do-rags. That's all I got to say about that. All right, so
You look like you got really jiggy with it.
what?
Till his back went out.
What the fuck?
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky
Now he
Bobby.
looked like a retired. Look at that shirt on him. He looked like he was retired on somebody's beach right now. Look at what you wearing. Now you know he aged out with that shirt right there. That man eat that pollo tropical with that shirt. Let me tell you, get them.
You said pollo tropical?
That's what you eat with that shirt. I know you be getting them black beans and rice right now. You probably got some leftovers in the refrigerator right now.
All gassed up. You joking, but that has become one of my favorite places to go right now.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
they
know
got
why.
that new avocado bowl.
Oh,
Anyway.
What place is this? Where are you talking about?
Pollo tropical.
Oh, I don't think we have those here.
Yeah, that might be a Florida thing.
That's because
Oh, no.
y'all get authentic food from authentic real life Mexicans. You don't need the fake
That's a
stuff on the
fact.
chain.
That's an
Yeah,
absolute
so Pollo Tropical wouldn't survive there.
Man, pollo tropical is not Mexican. That's Caribbean. Those your people.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's a mixture. It's black beans and right with the pollo
Yeah, it's like
chicken.
a
I'm telling you,
mixture.
it's
Because they have a lot of avocado dishes.
Bro,
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
they
pollo
evolved over
tropical,
time.
They have,
It's
but it's still, in essence, a Caribbean, Hispanic, and Mexican is, well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about that because, yeah.
They morph to that. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
Mexicans are Mexicans. Spanish or
Cuban
yeah.
is what you're saying. It's predominantly Cuban is what you're saying, pollo. Okay. So they don't count. Look, you just got banned on 3. And
I
you're
know,
wearing the
right?
type of shirt they will wear.
I'm
All you
trying
need
to
is a
stop.
hat.
I'm trying to stop. You keep on going there, man. Just stop.
You look like somebody dark Cuban daddy right now. If you put on the hat, so how you gonna hate on them when you look like you part of the family? You put on, one of them fedoras in that shirt right now. You get
a little juice and berry in that hair.
I'm trying to tell you. All you gotta say is "my friend" a couple of times, and I'm gonna believe. That's my friend. You do that.
That would definitely be Mexican, but we're gonna just let that one go. Back to the question, man. Back to the question. Do you automatically think your significant other is still dealing with the ex if they keep bringing them up inside their new relationships? That's the question after she said all that.
No.
Explain why.
For me personally, no. I feel as though I see an ex working through discussion of his ex as him still dealing with the trauma that she caused in his life. This man, it took forever for him to repair his credit. And when you get to when somebody leaves you in a situation like that, it takes a while because you still have the long lasting effects of that after that relationship is over. So if a man is saying, hey, I want to be with you, but I'm still working on my credit, he's just being upfront. I had an ex that ran up credit cards and she got ill. It takes time to repair things like that. So I appreciate somebody being upfront with me about it. And just, I don't consider that because I talk about my ex still. And it's kind of like a way of healing for me. So
that's interesting you brought it up because you have a new guy in your life, right? You got a new beau? You got a new beau still?
I do. You saying still like it's a 2-month situation.
It's still new, so it might not stick. So I gotta ask him.
I wouldn't even mention it if I would have felt like he was some fly by night dude. Y'all wouldn't even known about him.
And that's just what we found out about him.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was delivering the mail for a long time before that, but we'll just let that go.
Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to do that?
Hey, come on. Let's be honest. Modern women do not like to get in relationships until they figure out does the man know what he's working with. Am I not
they like
lying?
to hire plumber. They outsource plumbers.
Hey,
you just took us from outside to inside, and it's like we wasn't even supposed to be inside yet.
That's what he was thinking. He started outside, he ended up inside, and he said, "I want to stay inside."
We went from mail to plumbing. Good Jesus. But yeah, no, Pastor, you're absolutely right. I still talk about it. And a lot of people could say, well, dang, VVS always, every week, she on this show talking about X, Y, and Z and whoever in her past. How does that make him feel? And I think he appreciates my honesty and my transparency because he does watch the podcast. So, he has learned a lot about me through that. And I may tend to be more open on a platform like this than just with him in person. So when it's just him and I, do I talk about my situation or my ex like that? No, I don't. I mean, will it come up? Yeah, but do I talk about it in depth as I would on this show? Absolutely not. So it's just kind of like more of a transparency type thing. I see it as me being transparent, and that's part of my growth because I had an issue with shutting down. I held things in, I let things build up, and it caused a lot of resentment over the years. So y'all may see me as more of a social butterfly, an open person, or this, that, and the other, but that's me now. Me 2 years ago, absolutely not. Me 2 years ago, you probably could barely even get me to tell you my name. But that's just how I am now. So anyhow, Pastor, give us another question. What's next?
Oh, no.
Hold on, Pastor. Hold on. She can't run from it.
Yeah, she's trying to run, but we got to get to everybody first. But we got to ask you some more questions. I see you trying to duck and dodge. We're not going. This show is about you. This show came because of you and the conversation that we had last week. Because I asked you the same question, just like you always talk about your ex. Is this a big issue? Because I know personally, me speaking from a man's perspective, if my lady kept bringing her up the trauma or the past about her ex, no matter good or bad, I'm going to feel some type of way at some point in time. So do you think that he is actually just granting you convenience because it's fresh and new and it's still hot?
Well, I would say that he's a conversationalist like me. He is one of the first men that I've actually had a relationship that I can actually speak with, and be frank with. And he's honestly, he probably talks more than me, honestly. When it's just me and him, I would say he does 65% of the talking. So think
Is he
about
talking
it.
about his ex, or is he just
He's
talking?
yeah, no, he talks about his ex-wife. He
He
did.
talk about his. See, men talk about their past, right? We typically don't go no further than our surface level. We talk about our past because it's
If I
almost like a
say
bravado thing. But with women, that's a totally different thing.
If I say anything about my ex, it's because he asked me a question. It's more because he asked me. On this show, it just kind of ties into more of a relationship topic. And so if somebody posts something in the group or something comes up, then I give my topic, or I give my perspective on it. But as far as him and my ex, if he people that talk a lot lie a lot. So I mean that's fine. And Money Making Mitch is so happy. That makes me question him because he talks a lot. So he must be a big liar. And that's exactly why
That's a
whoever
fair
he
dig
is,
right there.
whoever
That's a
he
fair
is,
dig.
he's a red flag. So he can point those red flags back at himself because virtually speaking, just virtually over the
She say
podcast,
virtually.
over the airways, he's a red flag to me. I wouldn't even give Money Making Mitch the time of day. I would never give a man like that. If he is a man, I guess he's a man.
You said if
So,
he is a man,
You thought that was your ex though at one point.
I mean, that's
You
what I'm
said
saying.
Money-
It could be. It could be. It's two people. It's either my ex or it's either a guy that I dealt with in the past. So I already know for him to be trolling like that, it's one of them. So it's
Dang.
fine.
That's
What happened if I tell you Money Making Mitch
And
is my
it's-
homeboy?
It's so disappointing that you have to hide behind a screen name like that and troll people. So yeah,
Right.
it's either my ex or a guy that I dealt with in the past who's still not over me. He still leaves letters on my car at work because he's a sore loser
Dang,
and his dick.
that's
and his
happening?
dick
wait a minute,
didn't
wait a
work.
minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
No,
Let's start
you
this.
know what? And this is why you don't fuck with people you work with at all.
Dang. When the last
That's
time you had a
facts.
letter left on your car? I need to know how recent
Let me
this occurrence
see.
was.
So my car got I got in an accident. It was right before I got
What,
an
3 weeks
accident.
ago? 4 weeks ago?
It probably was about it was probably like 3 weeks ago. He left a letter on my car because he asked to join the Figuring Shit Out group, and I knew he was trolling.
Uh-oh.
And so I sent him a text message and I said, "Hey, why you wanna join the group that you know I'm a moderator in?" "Oh, I don't know that you're a moderator of that group. It's just a free country. It's a free world." So I blocked him again, like I had before.
Okay.
And so then he started writing these 4-page letters, giving them to people. I'm like, you are crazy. Do it. So it's either the 4-page letter dude or my ex that is trolling. And so, yes, I literally am about to get a fucking restraining order on the guy that keeps leaving letters on my car at work. And I'm gonna put the restraining order.
VVS, hold on a
because I'm gonna
second.
put the restraining order on him at a
VVS.
job,
VVS.
at a job that he work at. So if
He
I
is
restrain
heated
him
right
from
now.
if I restrain him from my job, he won't even be able to come to work.
Well, then I think he
VVS.
better make some better decisions going forward.
Toyota Texan, don't add any fuel to the fire.
His
VVS,
dick
you
didn't
simmer
work. So
down.
it's either my ex whose dick worked too well, or the guy that I dealt with in the past who leaves 4-page letters on my car, his dick didn't work at all. So I mean, if he want to join the group, if any one of them, they don't really want me to tell the truth now.
I'm sorry.
Well, your new guy learning a lot. Your new guy
He
is
is.
learning a lot right
He
now.
is.
He know
He
about
is.
your stalker. And tell him, since we helping y'all relationship and he's watching this show and you said he's occasionally glance, yo, you know what time it is, Pastor Life. Let him like and subscribe. That's right. Your new guy, he can run us. You see it up there, the Cash App. He can run us that since we helping y'all relationship and he learning about you. Run it. We're struggling streamers. And we're going to get to the next question because VVS is
Struggle, streaming all over the internet.
Is that a little bit too loud?
Yeah, just a little.
Okay, all right. I'm still. I finally got my my Stream Deck working perfectly, and now it's too loud. Yeah. So once again, we are struggle streaming all over the internets, all over the YouTubes, all over the Facebooks, the Twitches, and even on the MySpaces. And we are not struggle streaming on Instagram tonight. I got to figure that out again. But if you are there,
you should have told me. I would have went live.
See. You got to do a clip and paste and all this other stuff, but if you know how to do that, go for it. But it's a whole complicated process with Instagram to put something else in Instagram.
Literally, all you do is hit the live button. See, it says you're now live.
Yeah, that's for 2 people. But when you're trying to run StreamYard inside there, it's a whole different ball. It's a whole different ball game.
Just also set it up so that we're all on camera and it's just recording us. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so, and that was the thing. So once again, like and subscribe to the channel because we are
struggle streaming all over the internets.
Like and subscribe, and while you're here, donate to the Building Fund. The Building Fund is sharing our channel with somebody else, and Toya the Tutor's channel as well. Toya, you should have a wrench to the main Explanations channel, right?
I should. I do not.
Well, put your name in the chat, and I'll give you a wrench so you can just drop it in there, and we can get that going.
Oh,
so
no, yes, I do. I lied.
Well, drop your link inside the chat so we can make sure we have it and pin it to the top. All right, so before we move on, because this is the main topic of tonight, let's get to BG and his answer for the question. Do you need me to repeat the question to you, sir?
Of course, because after VV Mess went loco on us, yes, I
She
need
did
all
go
of that
loco.
back. And Money Making Mitch ain't done. He's learning away. Let me stop. The shots are fired.
She run away from dudes who don't work.
What you said? You
swear this is him.
Can we talk about that for a brief second?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Y'all just talk about whatever y'all want to.
Because there's got to be a place for folks who have members that don't work, and I feel sorry for them. I do.
It's called the grave. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Shoot, my bad.
I mean, but I don't even know what happens to make that happen. But I kind of feel like there should be some sort of outlet, for lack of a better word, for them. I just feel there's a lid for every pot. I don't know. But there are guys out here who think that, if it doesn't work, you should probably be more honest about that from the get-go.
Honest?
What do you consider not working, though? Explain that. Is it stamina or it just doesn't get up? Because there's
failure to rise to the occasion.
Lack of testosterone.
Yeah.
Diabetes, high blood pressure.
So it's the
that
spaghetti
causes it
noodle
not
the
to
whole
work.
way through.
Or if you do rise
Spaghetti
to the
noodle.
occasion, it's a brief moment.
And then he can't come.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Don't waste my fucking time. Don't waste my time. None of that.
You don't want endurance?
No, I don't.
Or you can't?
No, I don't need 45 minutes worth of nothing. I don't. And so this is the thing. Don't be trying to. I don't even really want to talk about that tonight.
They're just going
But
down here
See,
real
this is
fast.
a whole nother show. I told
That's
y'all.
a whole nother show.
We told them about the 30 minutes.
But it's
8 and 8. You back to 8 and 8. I told y'all.
That's what I'm saying.
I told
We
y'all.
go with the 8 and 8. Let's please move on.
8 and
Well,
8.
yeah.
Put your
It's
fingers down.
16 minutes of
Relax.
pleasure.
But anyhow, so yeah, go ahead.
That's my
We
dog.
That's a whole nother show, T.
Struggle.
That's a whole nother
Streaming.
show.
We too
I'm sorry,
old.
that was my
It's
fault.
8 and 8. Hey, face down for 8. And you handle the rest for 8. Look, it don't take 30. You heard her. She don't want 45 minutes of nothing. You got to maximize your time. If you can accomplish what you need in 10 to 12, but I recommend 16 minutes. It gets 8 for 8, and you pound it for 8, 8 and 8. You should have a good success rate, but you got to lather it up first. You can't think you're just going to ride out for 30 minutes without any oral stimulation, all this other good stuff. But anyway, that's not this lesson. Back to me, Pastor. What was the question again? So we can keep this moving. And I want to hear VVS act the fool some more because I'm thoroughly entertained. Thank you.
We got a sexy question coming up next. So just hold off VVS before you dig real in on men, because I think this is going to be fitting to what you were talking about, or you can just spin it however you want. at that point in time, because you are going off tonight. I don't know what's going on right now. So, BG, do you automatically think your significant other or partner is still dealing with their ex if they keep bringing them up all the time? Do people think that? Is that the overall general concept of thinking?
I'll be transparent. Right now, I know the devastation that she faced. So part of it was the laughing of where she felt she was like a fool in the situation. So part of it worked it out because you're trying to figure out how could I be such a fool in that instance. So that's her working through that when she's talking to me about it. But any love and compassion and any lingering feelings, I think people tend to have a lingering feeling when it's like, did I do all I can, right? Because even though you're glad and you're in a new situation, you're happy, there's still a level of disappointment where it's like, but what was my cause? What was my duty in the downfall of such relationship, right? And so even if it never lasted, you want to feel like you did all you can even when it ended. And if you felt like you contributed to the demise of a relationship, then you do feel responsible to a degree, even if most people feel it's not your fault. So she's worked through that and she's in a good place. And but the thing is, if she brings it up, I don't give her a hard time because I know it took a segment of her life, right? And certain things in your life, whether it's childhood trauma or you get it as an adult, when those things come in your life, you can't just instantly delete them. You can push past them, but the deleting part doesn't happen. If it was deleted, then that means it's no longer a memory. It's gone. It's out of the database. It's never touched on again. But because you remember, you push past while you reflect and try to learn from what you did in that and learn how to forgive. That's the biggest thing. Part of the talking is forgiving yourself, because sometimes the forgiveness is not from you doing anything wrong, but forgiving yourself for feeling like you were in a situation longer than you should have been. And it's almost like you're just reflecting and apologizing yourself. It's like, dang, that's my fault. That's my bad. I'm grown now. I learned from it and I can keep it pushing.
Miss Toya.
Money making, still trolling. Why we being serious out here?
Miss Toya, what's your answer to it, ma'am?
I wholeheartedly agree with what VBS and Bad Gemini said. I just really think that when you consider the fact that this was a person that was a part of your life and contributed in some major way to your life, not only do you miss out on the memories like Bad Gemini was saying, but it's also a segment of who you are that was changed forever that now you lose access to. And so for that reason alone, I think that, we should be a little bit better about understanding why somebody might still want to talk to or about their ex, because it's very important to the next step in life and, growing from that place. You can't just shove it away or pretend it didn't happen, just because you may have some hard feelings about it. Once you get over those hard feelings, it's very important to be able to go back and see what you could possibly learn from it so that you don't repeat the behavior.
Well, wouldn't that lead to, well, to me, that would tell me that the person probably haven't healed from that situation. So why are they in a relationship right now? Don't you go get real counseling and
because
talk it out with somebody's real?
None of us come to each other completely healed. Let's be honest about that.
I'm with you on that.
So if I'm actively working towards my healing and that's a part of that process, and I'm honest with you about it, you can either respect it or leave it, right? So again, this is why I said I feel like I'm a little too mature for this conversation, because to me, we got to start from that place. We got to start from the place of acknowledging that there is a past that I have that made me the person that you are attracted to today. I'm still healing that person, and part of that process is me being in contact with people who were very important aspects of becoming who I am today. Doesn't mean that I'm still having sex with them, doesn't mean that I'm looking forward to getting back with them. It just means that we both understand that in order for us to be the best versions of ourselves, we still got to go back and fix some stuff.
Let me add to that. Look, when it comes to healing, yes, it may mean they're not over them, but when you think about healing, all healing involves layers, right? So when you think about you hurt and broke a bone, you might start off with a hard cast, right? They may have a rod or some pins. They take that out, hard cast. You go to soft cast, then you go to rehabilitation, then you go to building your muscle. Each level is a different type of emotion and stage. So if somebody, they may be, if it's fresh and raw and they're in a hard cast, then yeah, you might need to be by yourself because that limb, that arm is not fit and it's not functioning, right? When you get the soft cast, you can move it a little bit and try to function, but then you realize, man, it's weak, it's not ready. But then when you get to that point where the cast is off and you can have full range of motion, then you may be flexible enough to deal with others. But that doesn't mean you're all the way there, because then what happens is you start building that muscle up, and then you know you're at your highest strength level. So when we talk about healing, sometimes when we hear it, yes, it's easy to say let's move on and they're dealing with the pain, but I always look at it, what level of healing are they at, right? Because there are so many degrees of healing. And so I just don't want to catch you on the front end of healing where it's still raw, because the doctor's like, you can't do nothing with this. You in the cast, you got to sit in the house. Ain't nothing going to be done. You can't even walk in this. You in a boot. You got crutches. But if I catch you on the tail end and you evolve, then right now I can get a better version of you and you getting closer to the you that you want to be as you recover from what broke you or what you may have broken yourself. So, you know, there's levels of that is how I view it.
But I'm with you all on that, right? But there's one part that just irks me, right? Because we said that, yeah, it's okay to talk about it, but let's be honest, there is a point to where they can talk about a ex too much. Do you all think that's not true? Yeah,
sure.
True. So, and to be candid, I probably think that VVS talks about her ex too much on this show. And so if I was dating her, I was just like, shit, come on, you talking about this dude way too much.
But you got to think about it. I didn't ask to be in a relationship.
And it's the only major relationship she's had.
I didn't choose to be in a relationship. Remember, men choose women. So this is who I am.
That is true.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, this is who I am. And because of who I am and who I was before you met me, that's what attracted you to me.
Okay.
And so with our first conversation, no, I mean, getting pipe and dick, I don't give a damn about dick. It does need to work.
Post up the comments so y'all don't think she's going left.
It does. It needs to work, but to have a mature man that can provide stability, mature conversation, mature thought process, and dick, yes, that's very important to me. Yes, that is.
I have a dream that one day.
And so no, I mean,
8 and 8 is enough.
I wasn't in an exclusive relationship.
I'll take it.
Right.
What you take the 80?
I'll take it.
45 minutes of talk.
I give it up.
Like, what is this?
I will take the 8 and 8 over 45 minutes of nothing. Him around here trying to act like it work and it don't, and he know he need to go see Auntie Alice, but he too ashamed to do it.
Yes,
You
Auntie
said
Alice
Auntie
is out
Alice?
there for y'all. Go knock on door.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Auntie Alice. You know how we roll. That's right. See Alice. About to go
But
see Auntie
so
Alice.
no,
See
I was
Alice.
not in an exclusive relationship before I started this podcast, before I started this group. VVS has always done her. I post what I want to post. I am who I am. And it's kind of like, this is who I am. This is who I am. I wasn't committed to anybody, and I appreciated that freedom of not being tied down. Yeah, I did meet some men. I have met some guys that, oh, well, if we together, you can't do this and you can't do that. You know what? If you come into my life and you have to tell me I can't do this, that, and the other, then you're not the one for me. Because if you're the one for me, then I'm gonna naturally move differently because you are in my life. So it's just kind of like freedom of speech, right? We all have freedom of speech. And so if my ex were to go on a podcast and talk about me and take accountability for, I would say I wasn't perfect. I was not the perfect wife, but I will damn near tell you I worked my ass off. I had 4 kids pregnant. I never complained. I cooked every night. But was I perfect? Absolutely not. I just asked for a perfectly imperfect relationship. That's what I asked for. And he wasn't even able to provide that or pay the light bill. So since he wasn't
Dang,
able,
she stuck that last dick in there real smooth. She just
so
couldn't do him like that.
so no, like yeah, like I prefer security over dick, but I prefer to have both. And
Okay.
You think he
currently,
was worried about the lights when he was doing his do in the dark? He ain't care
oh,
about no
absolutely
lights. Hey,
not. Absolutely not. But you know what? Did he love me? I would say he did. You know, I won't question his
married you twice.
commitment. Yeah, exactly. He loved me. But that's why I'm even more upset from time to time because I allowed this man back into my life a second time. And
Just laughed at him.
you know, so when that comment right there already lets me know who this is. That comment alone. So, but anyway, so yeah, I mean, I must have been good. I must have been a good something for him to want to marry me twice. But that's the thing. Don't come back into a woman's life if you know you're not right. Don't come back into my life if you know that you want multiple women. If you want to sleep with her, I'm all for you being a fuck boy. I don't care. You can be a fuck boy to the end of your days, but don't play and put on for the city and pretend like you want to be in a monogamous relationship.
Still healing people.
I'm healed, BG. I'm good because I sleep the last 2 years. No, the last 2 years,
Her voice got calm. It was heated by
I
him.
don't,
Now it's all
I
soft.
don't miss him not one single night. I don't miss. Yeah,
You might not miss him, but you sure love to diss him. I'll tell you that real easy.
because he was broke, and I never questioned his love for me. I do understand that men see things differently.
This is a troll for real. Didn't you
Did
say
you
you
say-
weren't perfect?
Oh, absolutely. I was not perfect, but what I was gonna say,
She missed that man.
I just no.
What's the
I mean,
question?
I could
BBS,
be-
you got to save it. He said he got a sexy question for you. Toya wants to have your back, but she letting you
just
get
last-
it all out like your sister.
Some men just lack dick discipline. That's it. What they say, stolen water is always sweeter. He felt like he was getting away with something by fucking around with other people, and it was just sweeter. Stolen water is always sweeter.
But there's probably some root to that he should probably look into figuring out. You know.
All right.
So yeah,
Let's get to
what's
this
the next
question because she's
All
still
right.
simmering right now. And Toya trying to help her, but Toya's like, sis, I'm just gonna let you get it out. I'm gonna let you get it out, sis. I know it's tough.
No, I want
Sis,
Pastor Life
breathe
to
and
take
get it out.
over. Pastor Life take over.
All right. Oh boy, you all been going at it tonight.
I love it.
Okay.
That's his own
real
segment.
quick. Let's do this for the algorithm. I have one question for the algorithm. We're gonna start with Toya. Give me about a 10-second answer if you can. Reasons how a cheating ex influence future behavior. Give me one thing that happens with that. One character trait.
Cheating exes only influence future behavior if you're unrealistic with yourself.
Ooh, what does that mean? Now I got to unpack it.
So, a conversation I've been having all week, I know it's only Tuesday, is that one of the biggest lies that we women tell each other is that if you dump this one and get a better one, you'll be happier. It's a big lie. Big cap, y'all. Big cap. Because the newer, shinier model is what perpetuates singledom, honestly.
Yeah.
It keeps us single. It keeps us telling each other that lie. And every time we meet somebody and he turns out to be a frog instead of a prince, it's like you run right back to each other and talk about it. And you perpetuate this cycle. So, I just think that it's only influencing your future behavior if you're unrealistic with yourself about A, what you want, and B, what you have access to.
I'm listening to her. I'm listening to her.
All right.
Trouble starting all across the Facebook. Okay. We won't wrap
Sir
it up.
Ism is dipped and buttered over there. Dipped and buttered in game. I hope to be like him one day.
We not going there with Sir Ism tonight. BG, Sir Ism, sir, what's going on? All right, BG, what's your answer, sir?
Let me tell you, yeah, you got to give me the question again because it's just I got to regroup every time I'm regrouping after every segment. Let's go.
One reason or character trait how cheating exes influence future behavior.
Future behavior. Let me tell you, depending on how bad you cheated on, future exes have the ability to create a new generation of hoes. That's right. I said it just like that. You're darn right. I said it. Because when some people are broken so hard and they like, I gave my heart to this woman, or I gave my heart to this man, and they piss, they go run the gamut. They like, F it, I don't trust nobody. Because if this person who I went all in, gave him my best everything, I'm finna experience life. Ain't nobody ever gonna lock me down no more, tell me I can't do this. Because here I could have been having the best years of my life, best fun, and I locked it all down and committed to you. And then you had the nerve to go stunt and cheat on me, and I know I was a good one. It's different if I'm ratchet and messy. I know I'm a good one. You gonna stunt? Well, welcome, America. A new hoe has been created, and we about to experience what this whole bachelorette or bachelor life is like. And so you got to be careful because some people get devastated so hard that they create a brand new breed of hoes. Just don't be that hoe that get their heart broken too, because hoes get their hearts broken too. Because you thought you were a hoe until you meet a bigger hoe, and then you figure out like, dang, I got a long way to go. Bars. But all I'm saying is, hey,
don't become a passport, bro.
All right, DV, it's your turn.
I think BG gave a great example of how when men get cheated on, they become bigger holes. I think it really, really hurts a man to his soul when he gets cheated on by a woman. He really gonna go out there. He was like, I turned in my player card for her and I still got cheated on. That's when they want to go run the gamut. But as a woman on the other side, my past relationship, as far as going forward in a new relationship, I have to remember that everybody's different. And so just because I have to remind myself that just because one man wasn't disciplined with his dick doesn't mean that the next man is. So he just didn't have discipline doesn't mean the next man won't. He wasn't accountable to me doesn't mean the next man won't be accountable to me. He didn't have self-respect and accountability to me or his marriage doesn't mean the next man won't have self-respect for me or accountability to me in the marriage. So it's just remembering everybody's different. That's my key thing moving forward. Don't try to bring what the old person did into the new relationship. Don't put that on him just because that's what happened before. So yeah, that's my biggest deal. That's my biggest thing.
Well, I'm gonna start mine, and I'll make mine quick. I'll try to make it quick. Have you all saw the show The Chi before? Have you ever saw that show? Well, there was a particular chapter or series or a I forgot what they call them, line play, whatever they call those, where there was a young man that cheated on his wife, and then she went out and cheated on him, and then he asked to be inside an open relationship. She found out that she enjoyed having sex with the other man, decided to leave her husband. Her husband decided to actually move on and found him a new woman. And then she came back upset because he moved on as well. And to me, when I think about cheating, this guy, what he did to this young lady, it caused some relationship trauma. It caused relationship toxicity at that point in time. We have a young lady that was faithful to one man. He piped down many different women and then moved on. And now she's caught in this whirlwind and don't know how to deal with the onslaught of him finding somebody else, and she has a good man inside her life right now. So there's that residue that comes up when you actually talk about the traumatic effects or the toxicity of lingering on with a ex. And I think that's one of the major character traits that a lot of people fall on, is that when you have an ex and they move on and you thought that you was all that and all these other type of things, and you still connected because you connected with that trauma. you're not necessarily connected with the person, but you're connected with the trauma that person brought you. And when they move on, and now you see them move on, there's no more trauma there, and you are addictively tied to the trauma of that person and all the stuff that they brought to you. And now your life might not have that much chaos, and you don't know how to deal with it. You're kind of used to it.
I'm gonna be quiet on that one.
You don't know how to deal with you don't know how to deal with having peace inside your life. So what did she do? She went back and tried to get him and mess up her good thing.
I think it's also worth pointing out that they were very young.
Well, I could point that out as well, because I said that everybody messes up when they're young. You get better as you get older.
Yeah. But I'm only bringing that up to say that when you're young, you look at the world ahead of you. You look at the options around you, versus when you get older and you become a little bit more practical about the fact that maybe your options are not as plentiful as they once were. And so that shapes your ability to make certain decisions. And this is what I mean when I say that women do a really big disservice to one another by telling each other, hey, go ahead and trade that old model in for something new and shinier, instead of doing the work to work through whatever that trauma is that was created within that relationship. I'm not saying that just because you get together young, you should stay together for the rest of your life. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying to our further conversation about exes is that if you're going to introduce this trauma into the relationship and then further down the line it doesn't work out, you've still got to go through each other to heal that. And so why not try to do it while you are in relationship versus going out, and doing what you were just explaining that I think her name is Tiff did.
Tiff,
yeah. So like, I mean, it's understandable being young and going down that road that she went down, because you do look at what's in front of you. But if someone is there to tell her, like, all you're going to do is make getting to the root of this that much more difficult, because you're adding layer after layer after layer, which is what Bad Gemini was talking about. I think we're all speaking from the same point with reference to how exes really can make such an impact on your life. So we can't, we can't just say, all right, that was then, this is now, I don't know you, peace, bye.
I'm with you.
I like what she's saying.
Yeah. I even like the little hand gesture that you had going on there.
Oh, because you know what? That made me realize she was black again. Because sometimes she's all eloquent and well-spoken, but
I mean,
she
you
comes
telling
just
me.
a taint of ratchetness.
As I'm drinking Arizona sweet tea, but okay.
Yeah, the 99-cent boy. It should be about $2 now with, let me stop on Joe Biden. All right, let me see.
That's right. Go right to the package store and get them. Two at a time.
All right. Time for the sexy portion of tonight's show, or should I say the sexual exertion portion of the show. I think we all probably had this one lover that just overwhelmed us in the bed. So am I right? Or is it just me? No?
Having a happy relationship.
All right, yeah, so I know you're going to stay off of this one. I know you're going to stay off of this one. Well, Kevin Gates was asked if he ever met his match in the bed. Let's see what he has to say, and then I'll get to the question.
Let's see if he's wearing a bow tie in this one. And got a feather. To make sure he ain't got a bow tie.
Like with the stroke game.
Have you ever met your match in the bedroom?
Here we go.
I met somebody really close. And guess what? I'm gonna tell you something.
No, because he talks about it.
I'm gonna tell you something. I haven't met my match, but I met somebody that's really close. And the reason I say she really, really close, oh God, don't kill me. She got acne in her face. I know this gonna sound crazy. A lot of women with acne in their face got good pussy, because their hormones are so imbalanced that it caused them to have congestion. So they not releasing properly. See, once I start really just caught in, I really put it on her face started clearing up. Because a lot of time we break out, you know this, we have back acne developed due to what? Stress and things of that nature. I'm not saying all women with acne got.
That's where they get eczema, anything with the skin, yeah.
But a lot of the things that go on with us are really internally.
Oh my God.
They used to say that type of stuff too.
I was about to
You
say I'm a
used to have
country
the
boy.
pimple back in the country. You remember they said you got them pimple face, so you ain't had no sex.
You ain't had no
Especially
sex.
you get one big one. It be that one big one. They're like, oh yeah, you ain't
That
had no
is
sex.
true. That is so true.
That's country talk. We know about that stuff. Real talk. Yeah, I heard that when I was young.
All right, Toy, I'm gonna let you get your first reaction out before I go with the question. Just go ahead and say what you got to say.
I am taken aback. I mean, wow. I get the whole inflammation thing and not releasing, but that doesn't have to be a sexual release. It could be any kind of release.
Monkeypox.
Yeah, stress release. Yeah.
Lord.
Did you say monkeypox?
Pimples.
I mean, I've never had acne, so I can't relate, but I did used to get a chin pimple.
Once a month.
That's
Yeah.
a good country talk for real though.
Yeah.
Down south. It's not a lie. He knows. Pastor Life heard. I heard. It's like, dang. They soon like, oh, you ain't. When the last time you ain't been getting no sex? You know.
Also, what was on his head? What was that?
It was a feather.
Oh.
A couple of feathers.
I was so confused.
Yeah, that's his thing lately. Feathers and bow ties. But anyhow.
He said that he's part Cherokee and part Muslim and part black and part Puerto Rican. So he got all that going on. Yeah, I know that 2 of those are religions, or at least one of them. But
he can be all of those things.
But he did have
we're not going to worry about that.
No beans.
Yeah. And we're not going to worry about that. All right, so let's get to the second question. Let's get to the sexy question of the night. Have you ever had sex with a person that you are very much sexual compatible with in bed, but not anywhere else? If so, if you did, explain. BG, you want to start first and be politically correct?
Goodness, gosh, dog it, man. And you get this is wrong with brothers right now. They don't want to see a brother elevate. You get in a good situation and they want to hash out all this nonsense.
Exactly, BG.
Knowing I gotta go cuddle and lay next to somebody. If I'm laying in the bed by myself, I'm answering this question 10 out of 9 times. That's how many times above. But now you got let me see what I can simmer up for you. This man here, you trifling. All right. So anyhow, I'm gonna keep it very politically correct.
Yes, you are.
I'm going back to my college days. Yes, I did. Right? Because let me tell you, college, there were some people who got around, and you know, you young, you think you're at your peak, but it's kind of fair game. When you talking about you in that 22, we ain't gonna go 16, 17 when you're still discovering sex. We're talking about once you hit that 22, 23 area where you kind of get in your zone, you had enough practice, and you like, ooh. And yes, there are some people who are champions, right? But the thing is, you can just tell who, if you go back to their hometown, they're like, yeah, there's a whole fence around them. Nobody doesn't go there. It's chain locked there, and that person is in the kennel. But when they let loose in college and you don't know their back history, to know that they got all the practice in the world and they put it on you, you like, oh, this is it. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. Worn out. Let's run it back to back to back. Brother is sweating. I thought I was the king. Let's get it. Especially back then when I had the endurance. That's when it was an 8 and 8. See, now it's 8 and 8. Back then when I thought I was... Look, no, it was we talking about baseline was 30, but that's because you thought that's what you're supposed to do as a guy. And I'm like, that's all overrated. So back then I was getting in, worn out, and I was like, dang, she had it. But this was the problem. Now we hit the scene. One guy hug her, 2 guys. Y'all know my hug rule. You know I'm headed with this here. Once I'm in public and you get 2 or 3 separate hugs from other guys, I'm like, I can't lock you down. But the sex was great and it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was good. So that's when I met my match. It happened in college. And that person was well experienced at what they did. They had a lot of energy. But then I knew it'd never be anything because outside of that, there was not an intellectual connection. You know, fun to play with, fun to look at, very casual. But in the big scheme of things, I knew that there was not a future. And so I went to college to have a shot at a future. So I knew I'm going to play, but I'm going to leave you. And this is where you stay. This is where you lay. And I got a destiny I got to go after. But that's that story. I can't get into too deep. But yes, it was fun and it was great at that time.
Ms. VVS.
I mean, I haven't really been with enough people, so here I go talking about my ex again. I mean, so I know Pastor Life, you tired of hearing about it. I know you wouldn't date me because I talk about him so much, but you're happily married, so it doesn't matter. And I'm in a great situation too. Let me just put that out there. I'm
We
in
know
an
you are.
amazing
You know I got to mess
situation.
with you. You know I got to press. You know
Yeah,
we've been on
but
the show here, so I got to press you on this type
That's
of
the
stuff.
only thing. That's the only thing that me and my ex-husband had in common. I never had one bad experience sexually with him. So I
Not
gotta get
one?
him not one. I gotta get him a 21 gun salute for that.
Oh
He
man.
put it down. He put it down every single time.
Oh man.
Not 4 kids.
Every single time.
Every single time.
He didn't. You tell me that he did not phone it in once. He put
Not
in
one.
work.
I love that
Every
for you,
time.
BBS.
Jesus.
Every time.
That's why
From
she's still
8
talking about as money making.
He
Mitch
is an
rap.
F boy. He is a true F boy. You
He's a
right.
from 18 to I think I stopped having sex with him when
She
I
still can
was
smell him.
35. From
You
18
saw
to
gazing in the
34.
air.
From
You saw
18 to
gazing in the air?
34.
Back and smelling them.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't let that mess with your mind. Women can't get digmatized.
16 years in this game.
I
How long
got
you put it in?
digmatized by him. But that's what I'm
You
saying.
said
Men were good
18?
from age of 18, BG.
From age 18 to 34.
I know. That's what I'm saying. 18 all the way through. That's how far I'm
Yeah.
going. Like, woo.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
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 He was
So,
doing his thing.
He
I'm
was
quite
a true
impressed.
He was a true fuckboy.
I'm quite impressed with that. You said from
This man
Never
had a
had-
16-year run. This man out here with
16-year
LeBron
run.
and stuff. This man had with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the sky hook, LeBron dunking on you. Like, he got
but
longevity out
LeBron
here.
lost some
But
finals.
at the
This
end
guy
of the day,
didn't lose.
He ain't never
ne-
lose. He MJ.
Tori, what you say about that run of always breaking, of back breaking? So did he break your back? Was he putting it in like that? Like long stroking?
I mean, it was just never
Everything
bad.
she wanted.
It was everything I wanted. But at the end of the day, I need more.
I'm impressed.
At the end
That
of
is
the day,
impressive.
at the end of the day, I need more than that. Like at the end
But
of the
he
day, I need
0 for
more
1
than
where it
sex.
counts. Because he ain't with
Oh,
her
yeah.
right
Being
now.
faithful?
Yeah. I mean, he was putting it down so hard, he wanted the world to know.
And who could blame him? You know,
Who
like,
can
if you
blame
have-
him?
If you
You
have such a great gift,
Dick, then share it. Sharing is caring. And if he
Don't
would have
say
been
that.
paying more bills,
You got some women locking their husbands down. Don't say that.
and
right
more
now.
financially stable, who's to say I wouldn't have made a deal and stuck it out? Probably would have stuck it out if he was more financially stable. But at the end of the day, I can't
but
ride
see,
with
that's
it.
always. But that going back to what I said earlier about this lie we tell each other. It's
Exactly.
like you get the one that has the this but doesn't have the that, and then you trade it in for something else that has the that but doesn't have the this. And so it's like, really, what are we doing but besides fooling ourselves?
That's it.
This is hilarious.
That's it.
All right, Toria, the tutor, because we got 15 minutes. So,
Okay.
all right, your time for the question. Do you need it again?
Yes, please.
Have you ever had sex with a person that you are very much sexual compatible with?
Yes. all right.
Nowhere else. And if so, explain.
Okay, so like I'm very cerebral, and so while the physical aspect of a relationship is quite important to me, I also need to be able to have a conversation with you. And if I'm having a conversation with you and you are as dumb as a doorknob, then my libido is not going to be where it needs to be, no matter how good you are at the fucking.
So have
She
it
went
happened?
straight to it.
Yes, it has happened. It has. And it was like a huge letdown. Like, you know, in the afterglow, I was like, okay, can you just, all right then, what you about to get into?
And that's why it was
That's
so
it.
easy for me to move around, because me and this man couldn't sit down and have conversation about bills. We couldn't conversate about the budget. We couldn't conversate about college planning for our son. Like, okay, so after you put it down and I make you tacos, let's talk
Right.
about real shit. Let's
Right.
talk about life. It was just let me put it down, all right, and I'm good. Like, no, like, okay, so let's get to life, because honestly 80% of our time is spent outside of the bedroom. So if I'm only giving you 11% in the bedroom and you're giving me your best, honestly you're not giving me. Am I frozen? I'm
Yeah, but we
sorry.
can still hear you. Go for it.
Okay.
It's a good
Xfinity is
shot.
Yeah, mouth wide open. I'm pretty sure your man won't mind. Like, hey,
You
hey,
had to
with the
go
mic,
there. You had
my
to
with the
go
microphone that
there.
close, you know I got to. I'm the
I know,
passer.
but I'm upset because I know Xfinity been paid. So why they freezing on me like that? But anyhow, so I might have to
Can't
go
blame
out
this
and
on your ex.
no. But anyway, that just threw my whole thought process off. But yeah, if we can't talk about anything, you are useless to me. Like
For real.
men are passing out dick, not even a dime a dozen, 5 cents a dozen. Like clearly it's not hard to come by sex. So if you're just good at that, then somebody else is good at that as well. So you can move aside, sir. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I might stay frozen the rest of the show. I don't know. But we only got a few more minutes, so y'all run it. Keep it going, Pastor.
Just go down and come back in. Mine is, man, I went a year and a half of being straight celibate, right? So
On purpose or
yeah, on purpose. Christian.
that's important.
Yeah. Christian zealot. So yeah, a year and a half, right, of being just like straight celibate. So now she dancing.
Bands that make you dance.
So a year and a half of being straight celibate, and I met this young lady, gorgeous young lady, very gorgeous, and she broke my year and a half, right? So, and man, I nicknamed her Rain Soft because that thing was just so gushy and soft to where I just wanted to just put it under my faucet, put it inside my shower, and just take a shower with it. It was just
Shout out to Rain Soft. Okay.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. I just called her Rain Soft. It was just like that,
I
right?
like that. Shout out to her.
But on that flip hand side, she just wasn't Rain Soft with me. She was going door to door selling all her Rain Soft, right? And she was very vocal about it at the same time.
Oops.
Yeah, and it's one thing that you never do with one man that you with. Don't brag about the size of the other man's penis, because if I'm bringing 7, 8, and he bringing 12, I don't want to hear about that shit.
Yeah.
He's still stunned by. He hate that. He despises it.
I don't want to hear about that. Hey, if you can't deal with mine, just go ahead and get his back. But once again, and she was wild and chaos. She was chaos incarnate. Like no matter where we went, it was just like off the hinges. She reminded me of me when I was 18. And no way that a woman should act like a man when he's 18. There's some things about this type of thing that just turns a man off. I shouldn't have to. And like BG said, if they walk in and they hug too many people, hug way too many men, and the men look at you at that side eye, just like, yeah, bro. They do this move right here.
Like, did she wear that green thing for you too?
It's one thing that all men should do: make them throw away all their old lingerie and get them new ones. But that's what happened to me. So definitely that has happened to me. It was a traumatic experience, and God bless her, and go on with your life. Yeah, she fat now. That's good for you.
Dang, he threw the last bit of shade in there.
I feel like VVS right now. I'm gonna just start throwing shade around here.
Dang.
I'm still traumatized by that.
But Pastor, I know we got to move on to the last one, but look, I got to at least speak to my evolution. Like now I'm all grown and, I'm older and sensitive. So now, I like, TLC, tender love and care. I don't got real soft and stuff. And some of the homies pick on me like, dang, this man, TLC, tender love and care. But don't get it twisted. Before it was TLC, it was TCL. I used to love that thread count love because it was face down. And you gonna tell me how much thread count these sheets got when your face in
Get
it.
close up to it.
You right there. That's right. It
What
was
you get,
thread
right?
count love. Like, oh, is this Egyptian cotton? Yeah, you face down is 500 thread count. That's right. So now I've elevated. It's tender love and care. But back then it was TCL thread count love. Your face down in there is soft. I know it is. And yes, I made sure I had the good Egyptian 500, 600 thread count for you back in my TJ Maxx days, back in them days. That's right. So I elevated.
Thread count
so ain't
love,
no
I
more
love
thread. It may still be a little thread count love in a different way, but back then I enjoy my tender love and care though right now.
Oh God! Tell your wife these are just jokes.
Yeah. It's all.
These are just jokes. Oh God!
Thread count love, y'all.
All right.
Face down.
All right. So where's VVS? Is she coming back?
Oh, she's still getting her act together, but we don't have her. She doesn't have to be live. If we can hear her, we'll take her.
All right.
She can tell her. But what's the next one? Is it the sex? What we did? We did the grown
That
question,
was-
sexy question. We
And
foolish now?
Now we having the foolish. We're gonna make it quick. Do you all remember when VVS said that she wouldn't deal with Florida boys?
Yes.
Yeah. So
A few
well,
shows ago, yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah, there was one YouTuber by the name of El Guapo or Lee Guapo. He dealt with the young lady. And she had some things to say about him and some things that he did to her. And when I heard her story, I'm like, I kind of get it. I didn't do it to his magnitude of what he did to her, but I have done it. So let's get to it.
Have you ever had 22 inches of meat in your mouth?
Yes, but that's besides the point of this video. I've also spent almost $200,000 on a guy before. $84,000 for our fucking year of our rent. Just to be kicked out 3 months later. I've also spent $24,000 on his Valentine's Day gift while he got me discounted flowers from the supermarket and used my cash that was in the car. Then I buy him a whole bunch of outfits and shoes and everything just for him to act like my friend robbed him of $15,000 so I can give it to him cash. Then he came back to me again and it stole my Rolex. So now I don't have a Rolex and he's with another bitch.
This is like fake. You know it is. Let me tell you that. Look, they gonna do anything to make us Florida boys look bad. First off, even if that were true, another man that you had helped you get that to get you another man, which, hey, I wouldn't put that past it, right? Because she already looked like she's been bought and paid for. And all she did was she got what she was bought and paid for and passed it on to the next man if that were the case. But let me tell you, ain't no way she's not coming with a retaliation video if this was real. He flossing, Rolex and all that. Ain't unless he land the pipe that good. Like, stop it. They both scamming, right? Because now he gonna have women in his DMs wondering like how he did that. He flaunting the cash. But hey, on some Florida boy-ish, I respect it, Pastor, because that's subtle for what we know. It only gets worse from there. But go ahead.
Only gets worse.
I can live with that. That's minor.
It only get worse, right? They could have went a whole lot left. What is she doing right now? Oh God!
Both of them got their silhouettes down there, ain't that? What's going on, Toya, BBS?
I have to go get some water.
All right, yeah, but for me, so yeah, so all right. Foolish question: have you ever been finessed by a ex-lover to where they took you for cash, jewels, or just your love and was out?
Honestly,
Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say honestly, I never have. I can't speak to that experience.
So you never been finessed?
No.
I can recall one time.
Go ahead.
At least for a dinner.
At the date, he can afford breakfast. Fellas, when you can't afford
is that a
breakfast,
finesse
that's a bad
though?
sign. That's the cheapest day. Yeah, with the card.
Yeah,
you know
that's
his
a
card
finesse.
ain't working. Come on.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I haven't. I don't know. I guess I just don't. I don't see that as a finesse because I did eat, so it's like whatever I paid for. It wasn't much.
You ate. How this man coming to breakfast? The cheapest of all meals.
No, and
Like,
I
you
get,
can clear
I get what you're
breakfast for
saying,
$20.
but I get what you're saying, but it's not like we were at like Ruth's Chris or anything. So, like that's why I feel like it really wasn't a finesse. Like that's, I don't know. I'm looking at a finesse as something where, like she was saying, she spent all this money on him and never got any get back. This guy did cash at me the next day.
Okay, so
he did. Oh, you didn't tell that part of the story. Okay, thank you. He's been absolved.
Yeah, this guy has been. So you never been finessed, but all right, BG, your time. Have you ever been finessed by a young lady ever in your past?
Yeah, because I think sometimes we look at finesse. She's talking about from a money standpoint. Finesse can be with time, it can be with emotions. So yeah, I believe I've been finessed, right? Like everything ain't just money, right? So me, I think I was finessed in the terms of, you know how it is. You're hollering, you're talking, you think it's all good, and then stunting on you. She got a roster, right? But I'm going hard thinking I'm like, almost at least exclusive or at least top 2, but you got a roster. And then when the whole thing plays out, I'm looking like, dang, like I ain't even top 3. Like, shoot, that's how you do me? Like, you got these dudes, and it's like, you're right. I'm not going to give the money they giving, and even if they're not giving money, it's me believing in something, right? So, yes, I have been finessed, but it's from an emotional standpoint. It wasn't for money because my mom, she was Haitian. So, the cheap Haitian side said, you can get over on me a little bit emotional, but you ain't going to get these coins, these ducats, right? So, yes, I've been finessed. I don't deny it. It was from an emotional standpoint. I'm putting in all the work, thinking I'm Rico Suave, I'm that guy, and to come to find out I was just part of a roster and I ain't stand a chance. And you've mentioned this stuff too, Pastor Life, right? If you go and somebody take you on breakfast dates, lunch dates, but you don't never make it to prime time, right? Because in football, what game you want to be? The noon game is okay, the 3:30 game is okay, but the prime time was when everybody sitting down, settled, got their booze, they sitting at the house in AC, and they want to be that main thing. And so I was finessed because I was thinking I was en route to be prime time, and I wasn't prime time. And I was like, dang, I'm just a mid-afternoon snack. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a light lunch. And so, yes, it happened in my college days. I was a light lunch, and I got finesse.
You were a quick bite, Bad Gemini.
That's all it was. Hey, call the bite squad. It was over.
I definitely got finesse quite a few times because you play the game raw and you're going to get burnt sometimes, right? It is what it is. Because I wasn't an Uber player, so I never tried to look like that. I had my numbers, I did my thing, but once again, if you play that type of game, you're going to get burnt at some point in time. And man, it was this one young lady. She was gorgeous as all outdoors. Scale of 1 to 10, I probably give her about an 8. Well, probably about a 9.5 because she was banging.
Seems like that's all you mess with.
Oh no. These are the ones that you have the most stories about. Okay. That's what that is. Okay. Those are the ones that you have the most stories about because they usually end up in a bad thing, right? So she was absolutely gorgeous, but once again, when you're dealing with women like that, gorgeous, they have their pick of the litter. She would, I'm gonna give her initials KJ. So Miss KJ would always call me and just like, hey, Toy, I'm sitting around here lonely. Do you want to come over? And then I go over there, right? And then she's like, well, I'm hungry. You want to go out? So me being the Florida boy that I am, I'm looking at her like, sure, you paying. So it's cool by me.
Wow.
I'm like, sure, you paying, right? So we go to the restaurant, and then she looking at me and then she started talking sweet, started talking all type of reckless and crazy, and I'm talking the good type of reckless and crazy in what she's doing. And then she was just like, well, you going to get the bill? We can go on back to my house. So, like the fool that I am, I pay this bill, and then we go back to our house, and then I remember, right, we sit down on the couch. We literally sit down on the couch, and we watching TV. So I pick her up and take her to the bedroom. I do some like Casanova type stuff where I pick her up, I throw my long black locks back and whip my head around and button down my shirt, and I walk her back to the bedroom and throw her on the bed. And then she looks at me and say, what are you doing?
Me? What am I doing? I ain't doing it yet, but I'm finna.
And like, I'm finna put it in. What are we going to do? That literally, she got me with dinner one time. The next time, she got me to cook. So I cooked for her. She came over. Same thing happened, just like the other one. And the same thing happened. She got me twice. She got me twice like that. And after that, I hit the rocks. I'm like, I'm just done with you, Miss KJ. This can't happen no more. But I did get like 3 or 4 free Guthrie's boxes out of her because she used to work at Guthrie's. I will.
What's a Guthrie's?
That's a Florida thing. Let me tell you, before all this Zaxby's and all this stuff, that's the chicken finger spot in Florida, mostly northern Florida. So gut box is what we call them. Them things are official. But go ahead, Pastor.
That's about it, man. So VVS, have you ever? Yeah. So you've never been finessed?
Never been finessed, thankfully. Well, yeah.
Yes, your ex.
Like,
what you
your
talking
ex,
about?
well, yeah.
That's the biggest finesse.
Yeah,
He finessed
I mean,
you into marrying him twice.
Yeah.
You married him
right.
twice.
But think about it. I already cut him off. He dead to me. Like, I don't even count that. You know why divorce is so expensive? Because it's worth it. So that's why I feel as though I was not finessed, because it was worth it. But yeah, I was finessed by him, but that's it. Other than
You
him,
finessed
no.
for like 16 years, right?
Oh, a long time. Long time.
You got worked over.
I
Wow.
did. Thankfully, I ain't had no money or no assets in the beginning. So the assets didn't come till later. And the kids. But yeah, I mean, it's no hard feelings.
So
Everybody
you paying this
comes.
man alimony?
No, I do not pay him alimony. He would like to get 50-50 child custody soon though. He had his attorney draw
Are you
up.
gonna do it?
Actually, I think
it?
I am. No, I'm not. I'm gonna give him 50% child custody. Right now, I
Because
have
your
100%.
new guy got to raise 4.
Well, I mean, my new guy he's fine with kids. He has no problem
Okay.
with kids. That's not a problem with him. But I need time to get myself together as well. Like if I have kids 100% of the time, then it's draining. It's a lot. So if I give him 50% custody, yes, I will have to pay him child support. And I'm okay with that because those are my kids. And I'm not going to be like men and be like, oh, he using my child support to buy a new house. If he buys a new house with my child support, I'm happy for him. I'm thankful. So yeah, I will have to pay him over $1,000 per month if I give him 50%. But think about it, I get 2 weeks a month to do what I want to do. So on his week, don't call me. Don't call me for nothing. I don't need nothing. Just my 7 days, guys. But 7 on, 7 off, I'm with it. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm looking
Did
forward to it.
you learn from being finessed, VVS? Because I think being finessed in a relationship is not a bad thing, right? 'Cause
Exactly.
the thing is, we deal with all different types of people. So when you get finessed, like, look, I refuse to sit here and be one of these guys. I'm a player. I'm running the game. That's how it goes. I'm the man. They all love me. Look, when I was finessed, I love it because it was in college. And I was like, oh, so this how we playing it? Because it took me back to like, dang, okay, I need this edge again. Right, because growing in South Florida, then I go to North Florida, and I'm thinking it's balanced, but I'm like, look, these people coming from all across the country from school, so the game is thick. You got people coming from Philly, Chicago, New York, California, so it's all different type of games, right? So when you think you dealing with just the South Florida girl, your eyes get bright real quick. I'm like, this finesse game run deep. It's international. So when I learned that, I was like, okay, this is a universal game. And let me sharpen my skills and get better and recognize when people are running game on all fronts. So it helped me a lot. And so it made me more cerebral and I remained calm and I started navigating differently in my relationships and putting as Pastor said, I got to put a demand on this thing. Like, look, if I know that pogo stick is the deal, it comes with a premium for the pogo stick. Look, if Hulu, Netflix, and everybody can get money for a subscription, then I need a subscription to this pogo stick because that's what VVS's ex did to her. It's like, this is premium subscription. It's called marriage. And when you try to leave me again, okay, go there. You went to regular bootleg cable. You came back and married him again. You're like, dang, I got to get this this pogo stick. And that's what happened. So there's a premium on it. And I didn't know I had to put a premium on it because I was young. And when you talk about being young and reckless, sexless, or sex, all of that stuff, you're like, mature. And I had to control my own narrative. I didn't know that. I was just out here willy-nilly, as they say in the country. But now I learned from it. But now I refuse to be finessed again. Toya is still learning from it because she says she's never been finessed. She's sitting over there. That's right. Go ahead and state your case. Unmute yourself. They want to hear from you since you've never
Toya
been
from
finessed.
Jersey. Toya from Jersey. She ain't been
So she
finessed.
cut people. She keep blazing
already-
her cheek.
Well, that's the thing. The way y'all pointed it out to me is like, okay, if he hadn't paid me back, I guess that would have been a finesse. But the reason why I wasn't readily looking at that as a finesse is because it really wasn't much. I think a finesse has to qualify as being, hundreds of dollars at least, or like the loss of something that is valuable to you.
Is it all money? It can't be emotional finesse?
No, that's why I said the loss of something valuable to you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like
your
time.
hoo-ha is valuable, is what you say.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Or my emotional investment, perhaps. But I don't feel like I made one in that quick of a moment. So no harm, no foul.
Now I will tell you, I did more finessing than I ever got finesse. That's one thing that I did. Look at me.
Here you go with the man answer. Here he go with the man
already
answer.
know that.
I did more finesse. Hey, so story time. So my homeboy called me up. He was like, all right, man, I got this chick. She looked real nice, man. I want you to come down. And because he already tried to hook her up with like 2 or 3 other guys, and none of them made it happen. So I pull up. We outside kicking the boo-boo. All 4 of us, him and his girl, and me and her. We kicking the boo-boo. We kicking the boo-boo. Yeah.
Kicking the
we
bobo.
kicking the shit.
I got
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Kicking the bobo. Gotcha.
Yeah. Just so we kicking it, right? We just talking. We talking craziness, right? And so I like, all right, man, I'm hungry. Let's go get something to eat. So we go get something to eat. I'm young, so we go to like Ruby Tuesdays or something like that, right? Yeah, it was Ruby Tuesdays. So we go to Ruby Tuesdays. And we sitting down, we eating, everybody just ordering and stuff like that. And so when the check come up, I look at his girl and I'm like, hey, yo, you need to pay. He looks at me just like, man, you gonna make my... I'm like, yeah. I'm like, man, put your check. I'm like, man, you put your wallet down. She literally goes inside her pocket and pays for everybody's meal at this point in time. Look at Tori's too. Hey, I literally pulled this with every woman that I've talked to and dated. I tried to get them to buy me something. SBG, he was there. I tried the same thing with my wife.
It's buy-in, yeah. It was just a grilled cheese sandwich, but everything counts.
Everything counts.
We had the food truck.
First night, food truck. First night, I just met her. Literally 2 hours later. Hey, you want to go buy me something to eat?
Get these DoubleTree cookies.
It's buy-in. We need to see this buy-in, and that's the thing. A lot of men get frustrated. You got to see early if there's any level of buy-in, because the guy's gonna work for it. But the thing is, we tend to give it away quicker without the buy-in. And the thing is, it's looked at like we're in the wrong, but we don't seek buy-in, right? Because we're always putting out on dates. Yeah. Like that's just the baseline. Guys should do that. And buy-in is very important, right? And we miss that as a guy because then we're not seeing our value. Our value should not strictly be pogo stick. You know, if I know I got good communication game and all this stuff, hey, run me my money, honey. That's how I look at it. Like it got to be balanced. Pastor.
Hey, man, I'm with the same thing, man. Well, we've been going. I know that VVS got to go. So I think we need to round it down. And now you all wait to come at the end of the show. But before we go, you all know that we are
Struggle, streaming all over the internets.
Yes, we are Struggle streaming all over the internets, all over the YouTubes, all over the Twitches, the Facebooks, the MySpaces. We are everywhere trying to learn how to struggle stream on WorldStar right now. So if you like the show, enjoyed the show, once again, hit the like and subscribe. We have Toya the Tutor show pinned to the top of the chat. And if you love the conversation, hit the Emancipation Cash App at the same time. And but the first thing that you need to do is help us build this building fund. Like, subscribe, and share. hit the little bell button there and hit personalize. And once again, you know when we go live or we drop a new clip or something like that, you can get to it. Once again, you can find Toya the Tutor's main page inside the chat. I'm going to take it down and put it inside the description, and we're going to try to find a way to add it to our page as well on the Mansplanations Network. And I am your host, Pastor Life, here for BG, here for VVS, and Toya the Tutor. You all want to get ready for communion since you all don't have nothing to drink?
Dang,
my baby got her
sippy cup
wine.
ain't with me.
Man,
I
your
want to
sippy
run
cup-
and get it. Dang,
Man, go get your cup. Go get your cup. Go get
Keep
your
the
cup.
show running. The people
Go
are
get
here
your-
talking to them because I need my
Go get
sippy
your cup.
Dang
Go
it.
get your cup, man. Go get your sippy cup so that we can take communion right now.
So we can kick the boo boo.
And so we can kick the boo boo around here. That's that country talk. Come on, man. Let's
You
kick
can
this
sound
boo
right saying that.
boo. All right. So you saying that you never been finessed, that you never had nobody run game on you just to waste your time or anything like that. It never happened to you.
If it did, it wasn't a good attempt because it didn't leave a lasting impression. So
I must say, your lips look quite nice tonight.
why, thank you.
Is that Botox?
No, holy crap! I've never had anything like that done. No, not that there's anything wrong with that, but no,
No, never.
never.
They look very plump and.
These are courtesy of my mom and dad.
Oh, that's what's up. And yeah, Miss Destiny, we are getting ready to take communion. This is a church, and this is Mansplanations Network Ministries, and we take communion at the end of every church service. And this is our Tuesday night woman study where we study the word of man, how man acts with woman, responds to woman, and carries himself around women. This is our sex education study. Yeah, we getting ready to take communion as soon as BG come back. All right, so we got our
Hold
guy
on,
back.
Pastor. Now I heard that last part. Before you wrap it up, no, she ain't gonna let me tell you. These women, they be tricking us. They got these whole like the little gel thing that has the plumpers that come in there. You don't have to get Botox. You put it on there and it plumps your lip up. Don't act like that. Yeah, you okay? I'm gonna give you a pass. But there's lip plumper out there, regular stuff that you put it on there and the lips get the tingling and they get the fat. No, she know I ain't
You said
lying.
they get the tingling?
Yeah, their lips get there and it
make
plumps
my
them
lips
up.
tingle.
The little plumpers. Am I lying? Toya,
No, you're not lying. You're not lying. But
So let me ask you all a question. I got a very nasty question. So if she put on the lipstick and then go down on him, does he get the same tingle? Or does he get more plumped at the same time so it makes for better sex for you? I'm just saying, ladies.
You might have
you
to
got
go
think.
to the hospital after that.
See, I'm not sure I would want that inside. So
Yeah, yeah. We gonna let that one be. We need a medical doctor to answer that one. That can go so many ways.
yeah. I remember those fire and ice condoms that came out years ago, and I tried them and I was not impressed. So just gonna go ahead and pass on.
Hey, look, Running making Mitch talking about which lips. You're right, because I did see the little suction thing. What is that? I ain't gonna even get into that with the little thing in it. You know what? I'm finna just let that be. You know what I'm talking about? The little suction cup. That you know what? Medical doctor.
Nope.
We'll get a medical doctor on the next one.
I'm
We'll address
unfamiliar.
all of this stuff. Yeah. Look, they shaking their heads like we ain't seen these videos. But anyhow,
You
carry
know
on,
those
Pastor.
videos.
All right, everyone.
Like they denying it. Look at the looks. They denying it.
So
8
you
and
saying
8.
that you saying you never used a pump before in your life? You never used a clip pump.
What for?
Exactly.
Like my parts work just fine the way they are. I don't need any enhancements or assistance. Like, what are we out here doing?
It's the new age. Everybody enhancing everything. Can we enhance y'all attitudes next time? That's the one thing they ain't been able to master.
There are penile prosthetics that I recommend some guys go get.
Wow.
But yeah, just sidebar for those guys that are.
When we get a sex education expert on here for the next one, that would be great. If we can
That would
find
be
some
great.
local one,
Shout out to
that would
anybody in
help
the
us out a
audience
lot.
listening that would like to come up and discuss some sex from an expert's opinion.
Oh yeah,
That would be great.
I'll work on that. All right, so we'll all work on that. All right, so raise your glasses. To being a man is good all the time. And all the time, being a man is good. And we are out. All right, we way past our time tonight, but the numbers kind of picked up. So BG sent me a text saying just keep it going. I think I hit my time. I was trying to make sure we could get VVS off at right at 11 o'clock. So we was definitely pushing forward. We had a little technical difficulties going forward. BG, can you tell everybody what's going on right now before we
Yeah,
continue?
so for everybody that's still on, we do the after hours. Right now, this is just a casual conversation. We discuss the show, what we could have done better, what we enjoyed about it, what we may be having in the next episode. So we just let y'all in. This is the backstage pass right now. We'll have some banners in the future so people know exactly what's going on, just insight behind the scenes. Because look, we're struggling streamers. We ain't perfect. We're still trying to figure it out while we being grown, sexy, and foolish. So right now, that's what we're doing. And just enjoy this conversation. It only lasts about a couple more minutes. So if you want to cash out right now, you can, because this is behind the scene and how we build the building and we laying the foundation. So Pastor, I'm kicking to you. So what did you enjoy? Because I did like the three questions you posed. How did you feel about tonight's show?
Once again, it's just me. I'm a structure guy, so I'm always looking for the structure to make sure that we can get quality content out there and have grown, sexy, and foolish conversation up front. I mean, try to get the grown conversation up front and try to tailor off towards the end to where it gets a lot more foolish, so that we can calm down from the rest of the show. So that's what I'm trying to do. But I just like for us to have some type of structure. So that's my main thing. I'm always looking at the structure, trying to make sure that we have something going and we keep it going. VVS always goes off the rails, so that always makes for a very entertaining show. So that's about it to me.
Purpose, though. Not on purpose.
Hey, no, we like when you
get
go
in my
out.
feelings.
We like when you go out strip. I just want you to know that when I say things on the show, is that because I'm trying to draw out conversation. I'm not trying to be malicious or anything like. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Trying to trigger. I'm trying to pull. I'm trying to have a candid conversation.
Semantics.
At that point. Yeah. So that's what's going on. So what are you all thoughts on?
Her ex had her riled up. I did enjoy the heck out of that. VVS, between your ex, between the possible fling that you had with Money Making Mitch, if he's who you think he was, all that adds to it. You are in this love triangle, and none of it involves your current guy. That's what makes it amazing to me. Like, she's in a whole love triangle, and none of it involves her current guy. She got her ex and then potentially Money Making Mitch. I'm like, where does her current guy fall in this? This is an amazing love triangle.
Where does he fall in all this?
I mean, to me, he falls first place in all of this, because as far as my ex and whoever the 4-page letter stalker goes, I've cut them off. They've been cut, so he's first place. Okay, that's where he falls.
But it's not Money Making Mitch, right?
I don't know who Money Making Mitch is. I don't know if Money Making Mitch is the 4-page letter stalker. I don't know who he is. All I know is he kind of gives compliments, and he pulls compliments, and he wants to be the host of the show. He tells Pastor how to run the show. So I don't know, but we appreciate his support of the show. So at the end of the day, we got.
And we need to tell him to send a cash out, right? I think we got a cash out from everybody else but Money Making Mitch. You don't have to talk to him about that.
If he's gonna be a deacon on the front pew,
you ain't putting nothing on the cash out.
We need you to mow the grass.
Money Making Mitch. Yeah.
So, we appreciate his steady fanship, right, Toya?
We do. We appreciate the support.
He enjoys y'all.
All right, Toya, the Tudor, what's your takeaways from tonight's show? The pros, the cons, the bad.
I really like that you guys welcomed me back without triggering me this evening. I really appreciate that. And I also like the brotherly gang up when I said that I had not been finessed. You guys were quick to remind me of an instance where one might consider being finessed. And I really, and then I just earlier said, Leos lack self-awareness. So here we go. Like maybe I do lack a little self-awareness because I'm out here just walking amongst the clouds because I'm not thinking anybody's finessing me the whole time. There's probably people watching like, girl, you don't remember that time I said I was cunt? Yeah, probably has happened. I'm just not aware of it. So if it didn't register, does it really count? You ended up really finessing yourself if you tried to finesse me. Cause like why?
Look at she bragging.
I like that.
You got finesse.
I like that idea.
I like the compliment she gave Geminis in the horoscope. She does a horoscope. For those who came on late, we lead off the show early on with a horoscope. And I appreciate Gemini being one of your favorite signs. It's not your fault that a Gemini like me, makes you feel great on the inside. I don't do this on purpose. I just wake up. I didn't decide to be a Gemini. I woke up. It was June, and I saw the world. So I appreciate that. I can make you feel great. Look, we crazy. Pastor, look, he's done. He's breathing like an old deacon. Yeah. You breathing like you just had lung surgery and you got one taken out.
Now. I'm working right now, man. They really got me working, and that's the thing. So I'm not used
to you got on a retirement shirt and you working. Yeah. I don't get that. I'm baffled. He got a whole retirement shirt on.
He needs to be able to slip right from work to play.
This is Ralph Lauren retirement, so it's the
that's at least $90.
At least polo retirement right now, my friend.
Oh, Pastor Big and Tall. Like that's an extra $20 for that.
It sure is.
Big and tall. How about big and wide like that forehead?
What's that, an 18 and a half neck?
No, his forehead is 22 and a half inches.
Yours about to get there. What you talking about?
Oh, it's there. Look, they keep pulling this line back every time. It's like beach erosion right now. Like it's in danger. I'm glad they put all this money to global warming because they need to save this edge line, this beach erosion. Come next year, it's gonna be behind my ears. So I'm fighting it off. Dang, boy, I'm telling you, we out here.
Rogaine, my friend. Rogaine. All right, everyone. You all have a great night. Thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye.